Hey guys, so today I'm doing a Q&A in celebration of reaching 3,000 subscribers. So first of all, I want to thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel, whether it was recently or like a long time ago when I first started. I just want to say thank you because I am so stoked that people want to watch the videos that I make talking about books. So I got you guys to ask me questions on one of my recent videos and on Twitter as well. So I've sort of grabbed a bunch of them. I can't unfortunately answer all of the questions, so I'm really sorry if I miss out your question or one of your questions just because there were a lot of them and I don't want this video to be like 10 years long. But I'm also going to be doing a giveaway to say thank you to you guys again for subscribing to my channel. It means a whole lot. So at the end of this video I'm going to be talking about the giveaway that's going to be happening. So if you want to find out how to enter that, you can stay tuned until then. I'm really excited about the book that I've chosen to give away. The first question was asked by Rero and it was asked by Clean Books and Movies as well, and they both wanted to know what advice I would give to someone who's wanting to start a booktube channel. I find that it really helps to stick to a schedule so then people come to like expect your videos on a certain day or whatever. Even if it's like once a month, they'll know once a month they're going to see your face. I just think that consistency really helps. Read Between Lines asked if I was a type of food, which type of food would I be? And I totally couldn't think of one for this question, so I ended up googling like a quiz to do, you know, what type of food am I, and I found a BuzzFeed quiz, so I'm gonna link it down below in case you guys want to find out what type of food you are. If you go do that quiz, come back and tell me what food you got because I really want to know, and tell me what it says about you. I got cheese and it said that that's because I can be both highbrow and lowbrow, which I thought was funny. So yeah, apparently I'd be cheese. She also asked if I wasn't living in New Zealand, where could I see myself living? And I'm purely basing my answer to this off places that I've actually been. I could totally see myself living in Austin, Texas. I felt really at home there. I just like the vibe and the way things look. Like I found where we were, at least, there were a lot of like trees and that kind of thing, and that's what I like. The suburban kind of neighborhoods that we saw were really nice and it just felt like a really homely place, and that's the kind of vibe that I like, so I could totally see myself living there if not New Zealand. Boho Bookworm asked if this is my natural hair color, and she said she liked my hair, so thank you. And no, it's not my natural hair color. My natural hair color is like a light brown or a dark blonde. I get it done, if you're wondering, if you're in New Zealand. If you're not in New Zealand, it's kind of irrelevant, but if you're in New Zealand and you want to get your hair done, I get my hair done at Rodney Wayne in Bethlehem here in Tauranga. So if you're ever in the area, I would highly recommend going and seeing them at Bethlehem because the team is amazing and they do amazing things with hair, and I would like trust them with my life. So if you're in the area, check them out. Ski Jump Nose, I'm not entirely sure if that's how you pronounce your username, but here's someone I see commenting on my videos a lot, and I really appreciate that. I just want to throw that out there. First of all, I feel like we're friends because I see your username pop up all the time, and yeah, is that how you say it? Ski Jump Nose? That's just like how I've broken it down. He asked what is the worst book that I've ever read, and I don't want to say worst book because I feel like if a book is really bad, I DNF it and I don't talk about it. There are books that have been disappointing to me, and probably one of the most disappointing ones just because there was so much hype around it and I really thought that I would like it based on what I'd heard about it, was The Wrath in the Dawn by Renee Ahdieh. That was just one where I read it and I was like, I don't get it, I don't understand. Like I can see why people like it, but it just definitely wasn't for me. Murphy Napier asked me a whole bunch of questions. She asked if I'm enjoying my new job. So I don't think I've actually talked about this on my channel, but I started a new job recently. Obviously I'm still studying as well, I'm still at uni, but I have a part-time job tutoring kids and I love it. So yeah, that's my answer. I love it. She also asked what's your favorite color. This is a question that I ask everyone when they do Q&As. I just really like knowing what people's favorite colors are, and I feel like kind of the reason that I asked that is because I am going through a bit of a crisis with my own favorite color. I have always said that my favorite color is purple, but I don't gravitate towards purple at all anymore. I don't buy purple stuff, I don't wear purple, I don't really like gravitate towards purple anything, so I feel like it's not really my favorite color. I just say that out of habit and I don't really know what my favorite color is anymore. I don't know. Murphy also asked how long have Will and I been together, and we've been together for nearly 3 years now. We're probably sitting at like just over 2.5 years. And she also asked how we met. We actually met, believe it or not, through YouTube. On my old channel, I had a beauty channel. Will was friends with another beauty YouTuber in New Zealand through her boyfriend. Will was asking her like what other New Zealanders do you know of on YouTube? Because obviously in New Zealand, I don't know, we're a bit smaller. Like, it's just interesting to see what other people are on YouTube. So she like gave him a list of names, and he looked up my channel and commented on one of my videos. So then we started talking on Twitter, and because I thought he was cute, pretty much. We lived in different cities, but one day we decided to meet up. This was after probably like 6 months or something of being Twitter friends. We met up at a Starbucks, and we ended up hanging out for like a ridiculous amount of time, like not 12 hours, but probably getting close to it, like maybe 10 hours or something, because we had Starbucks and it was around lunchtime. This is turning into a really long story. I'm sorry if you don't care, you can skip ahead. But he was like, oh, I'm going to see a movie later on with some friends, do you want to come? And I was like, yeah, sure, like what time is the movie? He's like, oh, it was like 9 o'clock at night or something. And I was like, okay. So we ended up hanging out for a really long time. And then after that, we were friends for like 3 years before we ended up telling each other we were like into each other. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but yeah, we were friends for 3 years and then eventually ended up together. And I think at that point I knew him as a person. Like, obviously I've gotten to know him more and more the more time we spend with each other, because we didn't spend that much time together when we were friends, but enough that I felt like I was really confident that we would be good together, and we really are. I feel like we're such a good team and we get along so well. Yeah, I don't know, I just think it's nice. Murphy's final question was, do you like him better than me? I'm not gonna answer that question. Poppy asked which book growing up really got me into reading. I've got a brother who's a couple years older than me, and he has always been a big reader, so I feel like ever since probably even before I could read, I wanted to read because he was doing it, and I pretty much wanted to do everything he did because I thought he was really cool. But books that stick out from my childhood, a major one is the Molly Moon series by Georgia Bing. I think that series is amazing. It's about a girl who's an orphan and she ends up learning how to become a hypnotist and kind of changing her whole life, but it's a super fun kid series. It's like so much fun. Highly recommend that one. Ryan asked a deep and meaningful question. He asked me what is the meaning of life, which I'm sure he was just taking the mickey, but I'm gonna answer it anyway. I'm a philosophy minor at university. I just really like thinking about, you know, why are we here, all those kind of questions. I'm fascinated by religion and philosophy, just anything along those lines. And to answer the question, what is the meaning of life, I think about this all the time. Like, I feel like I think about it too much, probably. Where I feel like I'm at the moment is just bringing as much happiness into the world as you can and being as happy as you can yourself. So it's kind of like striking this balance between living your happy life, doing what you want, but also bringing happiness to other people. And I feel like I'm constantly like wanting to strike a balance between those two things, and basically just bring a whole lot of kindness into the world, because I feel like kindness is so underrated, and I just think that's a quality that I really admire in people a lot. Like, kindness is number one. Dayton asked, you're at an amusement park, what is the first ride that you go on? Most recently, like last year, I went to Universal Studios and I really liked all of those rides because they're themed to things. So in terms of rides like that, I'm gonna go for the ones that I'm most interested in, like anything related to Harry Potter. I'm all for that. But if you're talking about a general amusement park where they just have like different types of rides and stuff, I always really like the rides where you sit in like a little boat thing and it goes around like a water track and there's like a big dip at the end. I really like those type of log flume rides. I think they're fun. Tanya asked what were my least favorite and most favorite books that I've read because of BookTube. And I already mentioned one, kind of The Wrath in the Dawn. I really only picked up that book because I'd heard about it on BookTube, and that was just disappointing to me because I didn't love it as much as a lot of other people loved it. And then best books that I've picked up because of BookTube, honestly, there are so many of them. I feel like most books that I read these days, I want to read them because I've heard about them on BookTube. Illuminae is one of those. I love that series, and I probably honestly never would have picked it up if it hadn't been for BookTube because I don't tend to reach for sci-fi, but I freaking love that series. It's amazing. The Secret History is another one that's like one of my, probably honestly my all-time favorite book now, and I read that because of people like Jean from Jean Bookish Thoughts talking about it. Fangirl is another one. I am not well, I didn't used to be a huge YA contemporary person. Fangirl totally like opened that up to me because I'd never really read much YA contemporary that I'd liked until I read Fangirl. So yeah. Ola asked me what places I would want to travel to. I really want to go back to the US. I've already been there like last year, but I really want to go back there so bad. I just enjoyed it so much, and I feel like it's such a big country. There are so many different things to explore there, so I really want to go back. And then Europe I want to go to as well. There's like so many places in Europe, I'm not even going to list them because I kind of just want to go to like all of Europe. V the Bookworm asked which character from a book I would marry if I could, and Gemini, the new character, one of the 2 new characters that's introduced, is Nick, and I really like Nick. I think he is cool. He's like kind of sarcastic, kind of like a bad boy, but like super nice. So I think if I had to marry a book character, he's probably like the most appealing one. But I don't really get crushes on book characters. I like ship characters together, but I'm never thinking about it as if like I want to be part of, you know, the relationship. It's more like shipping them together as a couple, like for their story. Cherry asked if I could be any book character, who would I be? And this is another tricky one because I figure if you're going to be the book character, you're going to have to deal with their problems, and a lot of book characters have problems that I do not want to deal with. For example, I wouldn't want to be anyone in Illuminae because I think I would just die. If I had to pick a character, I feel like maybe I'd want to be Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen because I love that time period in Victorian England. Ariel and Bailey both asked what's my favourite thing or the best thing about living in New Zealand. I think first of all it is really beautiful. There are parts of New Zealand like central city Auckland that I don't think are beautiful and I avoid when I can but there are definitely a lot of parts of New Zealand like the beaches and lakes and bush and heaps of stuff, and just even like neighborhoods and things like that I think are really beautiful, and it's very peaceful and calm here, like compared to other countries for sure. It's a lot quieter, it's a lot less crowded. Obviously again it depends where you go, but in general I like that it's very peaceful, very calm. Bailey also wanted to know the worst thing about living in New Zealand, and this is a total first world problem, but it's just being so far away from everything. If you want to buy stuff online, shipping is usually more than the actual thing that you want to purchase, so it ends up not being worth it because shipping gets so crazy. That's why I love Book Depository, because it's free shipping. Clean Books and Movies and Hannah both asked if I could time travel to any place or any place in time, where would I go? And again, I think I would go to Victorian England. I'm just totally fascinated with that time period. Don't know why, but it's just super appealing to me. I really wish I could live there, to be honest. Clean Books and Movies also asked what my favorite TV show is, and for sure that is Gilmore Girls above all else. I love Gilmore Girls a lot and I can watch that like over and over and over. Stacey asked what's my favorite dessert food, and I really like anything chocolate. I have a total sweet tooth, so I'm definitely a dessert person, and to be honest, like just all of the desserts. But if I'm choosing off like a menu or something, I'm usually gonna, or even at the supermarket, I'm usually gonna pick something that's chocolatey. And finally, the last question that I'm gonna answer is one that both Eva and Yasmin asked. They both asked if I had to only have or read one book for the rest of my life, what book would I choose? And this is a really hard question, but then I thought of a book and I was like, that's easy. So I would go with The Secret History by Donna Tartt. This is a book that I love so much. I read it this year and I think it's honestly one of my favorite books of all time. It's about a guy who goes to college. He wants to get in this really exclusive group of classics students. There's only like a certain number of them allowed in a class, so they're quite like secretive, and he really wants to get in their group. He thinks they're really rich and really beautiful and really cool and really intelligent, so he wants to be one of them, but then one person in the group is killed and it gets like quite dark, as you can imagine, but it has this fantastic like collegiate setting, and there's a setting in a cabin as well. It's just that very like, it's so atmospheric. I just love this book so much. I love the characters, they're all amazing. So yeah, if I had to pick one book, it would be this one. On that note, getting on to my giveaway for this video. If you've stuck through this video with me, thank you. But my giveaway book that I've selected is The Secret History by Donna Tartt. I just thought I really want to share this book with you guys. I'd love everyone to read it because I think it's amazing, and I think a lot of you guys would enjoy it. I'm gonna list giveaway rules in the info bar below to get like rid of all the boring stuff so I don't have to say it all. So I'm gonna be sending the winner this book from Book Depository, and all you have to do to be in the draw, I'm gonna randomly select a winner based on the entries in the comments. All you have to do is comment and tell me if you could only read one book or have one book for the rest of your life, which book would you pick? Because I thought that was a really good question from Eva and from Yasmin. And if you can't decide on a book, because I know it's kind of like a mean question, if you can't decide on one, you can just say I can't decide, and that's fine. That's going to count as an entry. So just let me know your thoughts on that question in the comments down below, and that will be your entry to win a copy of The Secret History. I'm really excited about this, and I just want to say thank you guys again for getting me to 3,000 subscribers. It's amazing and really exciting, and yeah, thank you for watching this, and I will see you guys with another video in a couple days. Bye.